Press Start Video Games.
Hello, what's happening? Welcome to this episode of Press Start TV. We've got so much stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff, some Gamescom stuff, some WoW announcement, Microsoft loses some money, Gandalf and Hyrule Warriors, just so much stuff. We're going to talk about all kinds of cool stuff. Let's just jump right into it. And actually, let's start off with Hyrule Warriors. Coming out very, very soon, I think, September, right? Right around the corner.
I don't remember.
God, this is a great thing to start off with. I thought it was October, but it could be September.
It's coming out this fall.
Right around the corner.
Let's put it that way.
It's basically, again, we won't get into too much about the overall game because we've already covered that, but the quick snapshot, it's Dynasty Warriors meets the Legend of Zelda universe. It looks really good. By the way, let's do some introductions. We got 9 here.
Yep.
Gage.
I'm back.
Sam.
Hey.
And I'm Will. Okay, so Ganondorf was announced for Hyrule Warriors. The only other game he was actually playable on was Smash Brothers. I guess this makes sense, right?
Not announced yet for the new Smash Brothers, but he looks kind of cool in the new Hyrule
design
Warriors.
For the Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
Is it the same kind of design?
There's DLC for Ocarina of Time and another game for him, but his new style is just like he's got flowing red hair. He's got big like Kratos-like swords. Oh yeah.
In this,
Yeah.
like just totally.
No shirt, just straight flexing.
So he's not the same style character as Smash Brothers.
No.
No,
Oh,
no. Totally different style character. Doesn't he have a big sword in this?
He's got like 2 of them. He looks
Yeah.
like Kratos.
Yeah. That's a good comparison, actually.
So these are the only 2 playable characters so far. I think Zelda is a playable character.
There's a ton of playable
Yeah,
characters.
there's 9. They said like 8 or 9.
It's
playable
basically
characters.
Link and a bunch of chicks.
Nine's a good.
and Ganondorf.
Nine's a good round number. They said Midna.
I don't know. Zelda, Sheik.
Sheik.
Oh, I just,
Link, obviously.
the lady with
now
the patch.
Ganondorf.
there's like a new girl altogether. See, I don't know much about Zelda at all.
Whatever her name is.
I'm not the person to talk about these things.
Okay,
You didn't even like it that much anyway.
so the game will not be supporting any amiibos, which is interesting. I think that, I guess there's only a couple.
I think they're missing a
Uh-oh.
thing here.
I feel
I
like
don't
you guys
think they're
are
missing
conflict.
too much because it's not a Nintendo first-party game. It's a cross with a third-party company.
I would still
think
consider it
that's
first party.
Where it's at. Technically, yes, it's a first-party game because it's the Zelda name.
Sure.
But it's being
I
developed
think they're
by a
missing the
third-party.
bus here.
Really?
I really do.
I don't think so.
think they're missing the bus here.
Because then they'd have characters in there that weren't Zelda.
Well, I was going to say, what happens when you buy your Samus amiibo? Is it the only games you can use it for, Smash Brothers and...
Well, we don't even know that you could put your Samus Amiibo in Mario Party 10 yet. I think
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't think they're. I'm agreeing with 9 for the first time ever. I don't
Yeah.
think they're gonna lose too much here. The only downside I can see is no awesome Ganondorf amiibo.
Figure.
Yeah.
Because that'd
be the coolest part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
but-
Yes,
I
that
don't
would
know,
be a
though,
sweet
because
figure. And they
if
could
you
make it, like,
have
this tall.
amiibos
Sure.
like your Mario, obviously Mario's going to transfer around to each
Yeah, 'cause
game.
Mario is
but if you have
universal.
like I said, like specific amiibos that are in Smash Brothers, because Smash Brothers is such a big game, what other games are you going to be... I'm sure they're going to want to use them for many more games, right?
Yeah, but we haven't seen anything like putting Samus in Mario Kart or anything
We haven't even
like that.
seen
or-
Amiibo in action yet, so we
Or
don't
even
know what
like Fox.
the deal is.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know now, you can if Mario's in the game and you have a Mario amiibo, you can use Mario amiibo for
Right,
those
upload
games.
your stats
Yeah,
and do
I
that.
haven't seen any kind of downloadable thing for anything else, and I don't know if that's a thing yet.
Well, we'll see what happens. There's more to come there, of course. There is an adventure mode that does have some story. I don't know. I think the last time I heard it wasn't related to the Zelda storyline. This is a totally different story altogether.
Yeah, it's a top-down kind of old 8-bit Zelda-looking game or a style where you move to different blocks, and each different block is a challenge, like beat 1 million enemies or something like that, and then you just kind of progress that way. It's just a different way to play the game, as far as I know. It's cool. I don't know too much about it. I've seen some screenshots, again, because I'm not too interested in Hyrule Warriors, but it's something else for people to play.
Yeah.
If you like old Zelda, which you should.
Who doesn't like old Zelda?
Okay.
Ask them.
We'll see what happens. I think it'll be a great game. And some more Nintendo news. Mario Kart 8 will have its first DLC coming out on August 27th. And in a interesting, it's very interesting news. So the DLC is basically a Mercedes.
Yeah, it's really weird promotion between Mercedes and Mario Kart.
How did that come about? Like, who said?
I want the Mercedes that's like a Mario Kart, That's what I want. Like the real, like actual Mercedes.
Oh, wow.
You want an AMG painted up to look like Mario Kart.
Exactly.
I don't know.
That would be right up my alley.
Anyway, I think it's a really interesting
Yeah,
partnership
it's a good word
there.
for it.
I mean, of course, the DLC came out first in Japan, I believe. It's been out there for a while. It's coming to the States now. I've seen the screenshots. There's 4 cars for the pack. It just doesn't look right. It looks like watching a bunch of kids drive around in those little Jeeps and Tonka trucks or something. Power wheels things.
There you go.
Yeah, looks like they're driving around in those, and it just looks kind of
Goofy. Especially
I
with
wonder
like
if they're
Baby
gonna
Mario.
allow you could put like your skateboard wheels on a Mercedes. That'd be funny.
Oh, I haven't seen
sure you can
anything. I haven't
customize the
seen
whole
any
thing.
customizable stuff for it yet. Or if there's
You think it's
different
just like
wheels.
an automatic like pack assignment? Like if you pick the Mercedes, you
I'd
have
like
to
to. I'd
use
like
these
to think
wheels
I can
and
pick
this.
the Mercedes car with different wheels, but again, I could be
Like
wrong
balloons?
I just
The
don't.
balloons, yeah.
Why don't we just throw an F1 McLaren in there for good measure? And
Why
see
not?
how it gets?
Well, it's not.
That would make
Turismo,
one. That'd make
Mario Kart.
150cc so easy.
Well, you know what makes 150c's easy? Pink Old Peach.
Let's not do
Pink
that.
Old Peach. But that's not. I mean, that's not the only update that's coming with the DLC. They're also updating a bunch of things of the games that have been like outcries from the fans, and just changing some things to make the game.
What's been the biggest issue so far?
Well, I think the biggest issue, other than a stupid item, is at the end of a race, I always hit A to go to the next race, but I always hit view results instead.
Oh.
They flipped it. That's the biggest thing for me. They flipped it, and now I just go to the next race without
See,
seeing stupid results.
I was looking up stuff on that today, actually, and a lot of people are complaining that there's no audio controls in the options. You can't just silence the music so people can listen to their own music while they race and still be able to hear items coming from behind them.
Oh, I'm not that kind of person. I want to hear the
No,
music
but
they
there's
put
a
in
lot
there.
of competitive players that are like that,
Sure.
and that's the biggest feature that they want.
Yeah, you know what? When I'm playing the game, I don't think about that kind of stuff. I mean, the more in depth that you're playing, I mean, something like that's just a simple functionality thing. But
Yes. Yeah,
it's
it's
just a
nice
matter
that
of-
they're
Tired of
taking the
seeing myself
time
get
to-
hit by banana peels.
Yeah, I mean,
Done.
It's just good to see that they're taking the time. It's like this is going to be easier. People can play faster, and they're actually listening to
Right.
what people have to say and
Oh,
making
yeah.
adjustments. Some other news. Evolve, a game that we're all very excited about,
Yes.
got delayed until February 2015. You know, it's the old cliche. Here we go, another delay, another video game.
From a game that was
What's that?
announced at E3.
Always.
The best thing about 2015 is 2014. Everything that's just
Yeah.
getting pushed back into 2015 is just making that first quarter awesome.
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne,
2015 is
sure.
going to be awesome.
Bloodborne.
Hey.
February
We're going to be so
2015 's gonna be
busy in the first quarter of 2015.
I'm
The
gonna
fourth
be
quarter of
bankrupt
2014
first
leading into the
quarter.
first quarter of 2015 is just going to be this massive pile of video games. We might not have a show because we'll be too busy
Yeah.
playing these games.
There's just going to be video
Yeah.
of us
We're
playing.
gonna take a
video games.
1 month
Sure.
hiatus in February, so
We'll be covering more of Evolve very soon, so we'll have more on that game on some upcoming episodes. But we'll have more for you when we get back. Hey there, welcome back. Let's just get right into our next segment here. We just got done talking about some Nintendo stuff, some other announcements, but Microsoft. Let's just talk about
So
Microsoft.
lackadaisical, you know, you're sorry about those things.
And just another day in the office, I guess, for Microsoft. Actually, it's a pretty big deal. It was announced recently that Microsoft lost $400 million due to the Xbox One. I mean,
They put
Gage, I know
two-
this is chump change for you, but
Oh, I mean, I lose $400 million all the time, but I'm still okay.
yeah, right.
You put $2.1 billion into something, get $1.7 billion out. I mean, it looks big to us, but then like in the long haul, they're like, well, we got still maybe 8 years on this thing. I think we're gonna
And
come
they're
out.
not
Sure,
even.
sure.
It's not even a year yet.
Yeah,
So
I mean, they launched in November.
what's their worst? What's their worry? They still got like 4 months
Yeah.
before
They're going to
their
make that
fiscal
for
year
and
is
then
over
you
for
get the
that.
holiday season coming back around.
Well-
Microsoft's going to be fine.
Especially now that they got the Connectless bundle.
Yeah.
I think
That's
that's
gonna-
going to be the biggest reason why they. Well, actually, let's start at the beginning. I think they announced the Connect with the always on thing, and then the
that
trade.
sunk 'em.
That just had some bad publicity for
And
it.
the DRM.
At
that
the end of the day, they
really
changed
killed
it. At the end of the day, they changed it, right? So
Yeah, but when you
kudos.
start, you know, they changed it, but they had
The
already
damage was
lost.
done,
The
yeah.
damage was done, and they
It's-
just needed to, you know.
It's
So
not
that-
so much that those features were there; it's that they pretty much shoved it down your throat,
Well,
and that's what
we're
everybody
saying,
was,
yeah. Yeah,
ticked off about.
absolutely.
They didn't say, "Hey, we're doing this." They're like, "No, you're going to do this, and you're going to like it."
Right.
That's what Steve Jobs did, but
Yeah, but Steve
it worked
Jobs-
for him.
So they changed it, and then of course they still released they were forcing you to still buy the Connect.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the $500 bundle. I think that had something to do with it, obviously.
Well, yeah, they were only making $3 a console after everything was said and done.
I just
mean-
threw mine away.
Because
Yeah.
it cost them $100
But
almost $100 to make the Kinect.
I think, if this goes to you big three companies out there, listen to what the people are saying, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, and whoever else. I mean, the fans will let you know.
And if you are listening, I will sell out.
Right, okay.
Of course it is.
All right, so
Everyone should know.
so Microsoft, they did change that up. Some other news, all I can say about that is wow. Wow.
Really? Wow.
So another announcement, WoW loses 800,000 subscribers.
I'm not surprised.
That's a lot of people, I guess.
They're still right
And
under.
how old is it now? Like 13 years, 14 years old?
The 10-year
10 years.
anniversary
10 years?
is in November.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
Well,
in double digits now.
Yeah.
Kudos to them for keeping that many people
yeah.
interested.
Sure, I mean,
Yeah.
they're still right under 7 million subscribers, and I'm sure they're so upset losing 800K. Just, oh no, because that game's racked in so much money, it's not even funny.
Retarded amounts of
You got to
money.
think of all the people that are still playing the game.
Blizzard could retire and never make a game again,
Yeah.
and all of their employees would be well off.
Right, and then
That's
people just
crazy.
keep signing up for the same game over month after month after month, and it's like buying 2 games for the same company in a month or 2, and it's just going back to the same person. They're like, see
just
ya,
keep
we're
doing it, yeah.
fine with this.
So the next expansion comes out in August, of course.
Announced.
We know
It
it's
gets
announced.
Announced on the
I'm sorry,
14th.
it was
and
announced.
I think it's in
It's
November.
being announced.
I anticipate in November.
They'll probably get back a lot of those lost subscribers just with that.
They'll probably get some of them back, because that always happens at the end of the game cycle. You lose a lot of people. They get bored with doing the same thing over and over and over. So when the new expansion comes out, they're like, oh, let me play this game
And they jump
again.
Again,
And then
yeah.
they jump in for 6 to 8 months, and
Right.
then they finish that game, and then they're like, I'm bored again.
The 6 to 8 months for WoW is still a bunch of money.
I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
sure.
$15 bucks
a month for 6
yeah.
months. That's a lot of, for one person, that's more than the price of the game itself.
Right.
So
And
they're
it's
making
just
money
more
hand over
revenue.
fist.
It's fine. I keep thinking about it. Every time I put in a new expansion pack, I'm like, I gotta go back.
Don't do it.
I gotta do it. I gotta get back into that game. Because I like WoW a lot.
Don't
I haven't
drink the
played
Kool-Aid
it. I haven't
game.
played it since Burning Crusade, maybe, but I've always
I
said-
lasted
don't-
longer than you did.
I
always
didn't
think
make
about
it to the
getting back
first
in.
expansion pack.
Really?
Score me.
wow.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
I
any of the
played
Cataclysm stuff.
all the way through
Final
Wrath.
Fantasy 11. Let's not get into that.
When they announced pandas, I was done.
Oh, I mean, the pandas.
I was done with
It
pandas.
started as a April Fool's joke, and now look at it.
yeah, and it actually came out.
Yeah.
Okay. Twitch has some copyright claims. What's going on with that? I don't know much about this.
So Twitch was finally bought by Google.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
This
for
might be the worst thing to happen to Twitch.
I thought, was it YouTube? Or
YouTube is owned by Google. Google
Yeah.
owns YouTube and now Twitch.
Wow.
So they're implementing
Yeah.
their audio matching technology or whatever.
Pretty
to-
much everything that affects YouTube copyright is what's going to start affecting Twitch's copyright. And it's a big deal because it's muting entire sections of game audio that doesn't need to be muted for any reason at
Right.
all.
Well, it's muting the right stuff if they're doing with the copyright thing, but it's also muting the wrong stuff like stock
Right.
music and Smash Bros. Things like that. It's also it's funny. It's muting Twitch TV streams.
Yeah.
Their actual stuff. It's muting their gameplay videos as well. So
That's
it's just-
interesting.
it's a nightmare. Like I understand copyright's a big deal. Just let us use your music. We're not making money off of it, just fine. We'll share it. We'll do the same thing that YouTube's doing where they
We're not
share
making
that
millions of money off of it, that's
Sure.
for sure.
stuff. But
Millions
I mean,
of money.
I'd like to make millions of money.
it's just too much. It's just too much.
So this is this purchase, Google taking over Twitch. Is this better for the
Is it?
good?
No.
For the worse?
No, I think it's for the worst.
It's still very early on. It
Things
could
could
go
change.
in the right direction,
They're going to have a lot of
but
stumbling
Google
blocks.
is still
'Cause
trying to
Google
figure out
is,
YouTube. So
Yeah, I mean the population of Twitch users is like 95% against this purchase. But
Oh,
I'm,
wow.
I'm just throwing
Yeah.
that number out there, but it seems that way everywhere I've been on the internet.
anywhere
It just seems
I've not seen one positive feedback
No,
from
not
this.
one person's been like, yeah.
The only people
Use
I've seen
my
that were
video.
excited about this are the Twitch CEOs.
Yeah, like $1 billion, I'll take it.
Right? Give me all the money.
It's just
Well, we love Twitch. We love YouTube. We'll see how this plays out. Hopefully, it's not too much of an issue. Some other announcements. Sleeping Dogs is getting a next-gen remake. Yeah.
big whoop.
I'm not.
I mean, I didn't play it the first round. They gave it away free on both PlayStation
I
and
own it.
Xbox. And I still
haven't
didn't
touched
even
it.
download it.
Yeah.
it's
but
a
I'm not-
decent game.
That's not my kind of game.
It was a sleeper title. I think it's a good game, but I just don't know if it's in need. If anything, release the next installment.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think
I'll
it's
agree with
just-
that. Yeah,
I
because
mean,
it sold really well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's way easier just to put out the HD remake for something else to try and get more buys that way than it is to make the sequel. But we're seeing
know if it's
too many.
enough.
We're seeing too many remakes and HD things for the next gen consoles. It's just like I get it. I get it. Stop. I don't want this anymore.
And lastly, speaking of remakes, Resident Evil is the original Resident Evil got remade on the GameCube, right? You guys remember that?
Yep.
And now it's getting another next-gen remake.
Well, it's the same GameCube game being remade.
It's a
in
remake.
HD. Yeah, it's a
remake
remake.
of the remake. Remakeception.
I like it. I think they're upping the character models again, and they're upping lighting and everything again, and they're adding a ton of new features to this. Camera is being tweaked to work correctly.
Oh wow!
Instead of everybody that was frustrated with the original cameras in the original game.
Sure.
Controls are now going to have actual control scheme options for players who don't like the stand still and shoot.
I think it's a good
of the classic
it's a good,
stuff.
I mean, the screenshots I've seen, it looks.
yeah, the screens.
It looks awesome.
Looks
It's one of the better HD remakes, especially for a game that came out.
I would rather have Resident Evil 4, but that's just me.
Okay, great game, great story. Can't wait to see it. Anyway, we'll have more for you here in a second. Hey, welcome back.
Trying to scare them?
Hey, guess what? We're going to talk about Gamescom. Gamescom announced their nominations for all kinds of stuff. Gamescom, for those of you who don't know, basically takes place in Europe, and it is Europe's basically
E3.
E3, yeah, it's basically the same thing, basically. So, so let's talk about some of the nominations that were announced. Let's start off with Nintendo. Nintendo, for their best game of 2014, they had Lego Batman Beyond Gotham. Lego Batman looks good from what we've seen at E3.
I played it.
Legos in space,
Yep.
man.
Of course you played it.
I played it.
It's smooth.
It felt like Lego Batman, honestly. And you know what? That's fine because
In
Lego Batman
space.
games have been awesome. So.
First time. Splatoon was also a nomination, and then of course Smash Brothers for the Wii U. I don't think this is much of a contest. to be honest with
Well, I
you.
just want to say
Smash Bros. got
Splatoon,
it.
unfortunately, is one of the only big Nintendo games that's coming out that we haven't really had experience with. We've
No.
basically
We
played everything else they've
Missed
announced
that entire corner
except
of that
Splatoon.
booth at E3.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't want to take anything away from it. It could be awesome.
Oh, I
could
agree.
be awesome.
I think
pushing
they're
it
putting
really
a lot of
hard.
marketing into Splatoon to make it a big sell for the Wii U.
And again, another awesome co-op local multiplayer game. I think they're going to really try to make sure that this is a game everybody can sit down and enjoy together. Right?
Yep.
It'll be, a game that families can play together, friends can play together, and it'll be a good boost for Nintendo.
At the end of the day, let's go ahead and take a vote. Those are the games that are announced so far. I'm going to go ahead and go with Smash Brothers on this one.
Smash Brothers.
I think it's going to be across the board.
Make it 4.
Yeah.
Unanimous decisions. Smash
So
Bros.
if it were, these award winners are probably gonna be out by the time the show airs.
Yeah.
Just saying. So this is just what our take on it's gonna be.
Our predictions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers for
We're
the
not
win.
telling you.
Oh no, because that starts.
Starts like the 13th.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
sure. Anyway.
We're shooting today.
We're shooting
and our
today.
predictions are this. So Smash Brothers across the board. Sony has a bunch of them. We'll just list them off. Evil Within, Evolve, Dying Light, Far Cry 4, and Shadows of Mordor. This is more of a tight race. What do you guys think on this? Nine?
It's a toss-up on this one. Evolve and Dying Light, I think, are the two biggest contenders on this one. Although Shadow of Mordor and Far Cry 4 are definitely up there. I think the two big ones for this is Dying Light and Evolve. Because Evolve is just fantastic.
I'm going to have
We
to
all
agree with
played
you
it.
on Evolve, but
Oh my God, Evolve!
yeah,
so
I think
good.
Far Cry is going to be one of those that's going to sneak up on you and,
And it's
surprise
got
you.
elephants. There's elephants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elephants.
And Far Cry 3 topped like the UK charts for weeks and weeks and weeks when it came
Yeah, and they
out.
just
There's
came out and
that
said-
fan base there
Yeah.
that is going to make it.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
Explode.
Shadow of Mordor. The Lord of the Rings fan base has got to be huge too, though, right?
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
a decent looking game. That's a, good
That's a
looking game.
fantastic
Yeah.
looking game.
Yeah.
Seems like Assassin's Creed too. Anyway, I think, I've got a clear winner for this one. I don't know about you guys.
Evolve.
I'm taking Far Cry 4.
Oh, you're taking
Far
Far
Cry
Cry.
I'm taking
4.
Far Cry
Really?
4.
Sam, what do you got on this one? What do you think?
I'm gonna have to probably agree with sort of both of you, which is weird. I'm gonna have to go with Evolve, top notch, and then probably Far Cry 4.
So
Definitely.
Evolve, Far
Evolve's your
Cry
winner.
4,
Yeah.
9. What do you think?
I'm going to give the edge to Evolve. We played it at E3. It was fantastic.
Sad to
We
hear
played
it's
Far
pushed
Cry
back.
4 at E3 as well, and it felt like Far Cry 3.
Which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's a great thing because Far Cry 3 was awesome.
It's a great game.
But Evolve
Check it
is
out.
new. It's different. It's.
And I think that's why it's
what's
gonna be the top.
I mean, you
It's
died
because
that
it's
many
different.
times when we played Evolve, and you still
I
wanna
didn't
vote
die
for
that
it.
many times. This guy died that many times.
Pointing to Will here.
Which one?
Evolve.
No, I died in the first couple seconds to a plant.
You were killed by a plant.
And then I couldn't catch up to anybody.
There
so
are
I'm
real
just
monsters in the
wandering
game,
around.
and you were killed by a plant.
I was the
Anyway,
medic, and you died on
a
your
bad
own
medic.
accord.
I mean, just awful.
Hey, no. After Will respawned, it was all good.
All right.
All right, so my pick on that, I'm also going to have to go with Far Cry 4. I'll agree with Gage on this
So
one.
it's a tie.
But, if I had to,
We want to get an off-screen tiebreaker from somebody.
we'll see what happens. They
Hey.
all look good. All those games look great. Well, I don't know enough about Shadows of Mordor or Evil Within, even though we did play it a little bit. But some of those games, the story might be better, so it's hard to say. But again, this is just a prediction on who's going to win. Microsoft, best consoles or games for Microsoft announced was also the Evil Within, Evolve, Assassin's Creed. They had Sunset Overdrive and what was the other one?
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I don't know much about that game at all.
It's an indie game,
It's
isn't
an
it?
indie game, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We missed the indie game booth over at.
Kudos to them to get nominated.
I know.
Yeah. But
Wow.
it looks really
It's a
cool.
nice
it looks
looking game.
really cool.
I mean, the trailer at E3 was kind of like, emotional, just gripping.
This is emotional.
Just.
emotional.
I didn't want
Right-
to smack
right in the
mic.
feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those, like, I mean, I'm not voting for that game. I mean, I don't. If you know me at all, I'm
It's-
not a big indie game person.
I like indie games.
whatsoever.
I love indie games.
but there's AAA titles that are far better than indie games.
Agreed.
Although there are indie games that can compete
decent.
with AAA titles.
Minecraft.
It's good to, yeah, I mean, that's the ultimate, right? I mean, it's good to see them getting the recognition and people saying, hey, this is still a
agreed.
well-produced and a nice game that is fun and enjoyable, which is what a game should be, right? At the end of the day, though, let's go ahead and pick a winner. So, again, Evil Within, Evolve, Assassin's Creed, Sunset Overdrive, and what was that last one again?
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Ori the Blind Forest. Sam, we'll start with you. What do you think?
I really want to go with Evolve again. I really do. But I think Evil Within's gonna for Microsoft.
What?
Yeah,
Well, it was nominated.
I mean, I just
Yeah.
Again, we don't know the whole story. This story of this game might be one of the best survival horror games that we've ever seen.
It just
Shinji
seems super
Mikami.
weak to me. I don't know.
And it is from him. But
So-
we don't know though.
Just seemed like it was not a contender for anything on my radar. I don't know.
It's a great game.
just how I
We'll
feel.
see what
It
happens.
is fun. It's definitely
Granted,
got
I
that.
didn't get a chance to play it. It just
Definitely
It
got that
was
fear
nominated.
factor.
It was nominated. However,
Okay, so Evil Within, Gage, you're gonna go with Evil in as well.
I'm not going with Evil Within. I'm not picking Evolve. I love playing Evolve. Evolve is great. Don't get me wrong. Not picking Assassin's Creed Rogue. No multiplayer in that game. It's not, and it's coming in. It's
360 and PS3. It's not,
it's going to come in second to Assassin's Creed Unity, which I'm going to put a ton of hours into. So I'm not it kind of gets me upset. But I like you can play a Templar. That's cool.
So Ori and
Ori and the Blind Forest
That's what.
looks fun.
I know you're.
I'm picking Sunset Overdrive.
I knew you were going to say something.
This game, I sat down with the developers for this game for an hour. Insomniac does a good job with usually whatever they
slapstick
touch.
humor is
Yeah.
like that. thing.
I love that they're going to break the fourth wall with this game. They're going to let you have fun, totally customizable character. Take that character online with the stuff you get from the original, from the storyline. And it's going to be a fun game. I wasn't sold. If you go back and watch our old episodes, I wasn't sold on this game. Not excited for it. I'm excited for it now.
Yeah.
I'm picking Sunset Overdrive.
It's a good choice. I think it's going to be a great exclusive title for Microsoft.
Oh, yeah.
9, what do you think?
This is happening too much this episode.
Too much
man.
this time.
I'm going to give it to Sunset Overdrive for Microsoft because I am a huge fan of Insomniac titles. I've played the Ratchet and Clanks. I played all the Resistance games. They're awesome at what they do, and I think this is a new direction for them, and I think it's going to be great.
It's going to be a huge seller. And of course, Microsoft thinks so too if they're going to put out a white
Yeah.
Xbox One with this game.
Just for this
bundled,
game.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow. That game does look amazing. Again, I'm kind of torn between two games, between Evolve and Sunset Overdrive. I will say I'm going to give the slight edge to Evolve for Microsoft. I think the game looks...
We even played it on an Xbox One.
It looks good. It's a new take on gaming, but it looks fantastic. I think a lot of people are going to be into it. All right, so that's all the time we have for you today. Please make sure to check us out on youtube.com/PSVGTV and on our Facebook at facebook.com/PressStartVG.com. We'd love to hear for you. Again, that's all the time we have. We will see you next time.